Yo, what's up guys? So we're here checking out some new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and we have this card over here that could easily be the next $100 Yu-Gi-Oh card. We're talking about one of the most insane hand traps that we've gotten in quite some time. And on top of that, we've got some new, really great looking quality card artwork over here. Yo, please do not change this artwork because I love the huge personalities that she's got. And yo, if you enjoy anime girls with huge personalities, drop a like on this video. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into it with the first new card that I want to talk about, which is the Evening Crescent in Autumn Shower, which I easily can see this card if it's secret in the TCG, which we all know it will be. Heck, Spooky Dogwood was like over $100, but nonetheless, I think this one's much better. And again, a lot of people are saying this is one of the best hand traps in the game right now. Anyways, it's a level 3 wind zombie tuner effect monster with 0 attack and 1800 defense points, and it says you can use the first effect with this card's name only once per turn. That first effect is if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters face up, you can discard this card, then target one of those face up monsters, negate that target's effects, and for the rest of the turn, if you do, if it leaves the field, inflict damage to its control equal to its original attack. So obviously that's a really good effect, being able to just stop an effect, but on top of that, you also have the ability to make your opponent take burn damage. I also want to mention it's a wind. That opens up the doors for a lot more decks to utilize this as another fodder. It's also a zombie, so there's a little bit more play with, of course, having a zombie in your graveyard for any deck that would utilize other cards. Heck, you can obviously run like, Book of Life or any of those other cards to not only bring this card back, but also get rid of one of your opponent's cards, because almost every deck special summons. And I briefly want to talk about this card a little bit more before we get into the other new Yu-Gi-Oh card, because I think it's so amazing how good this card actually is. Just being able to not only, again, negate that effect, but you can make your opponent take burn damage, and that's during your opponent's turn too, because it's whenever your opponent special summons a monster. So maybe on your turn, they special summon something, you negate that effect, and then on top of that, you are able to get over that monster. They're just going to be taking extra burn damage. This card is so good for that, just in itself. So I think this card is definitely going to be one of the better hand traps in the game. I think a lot of people will be utilizing it. But the downside, I guess you could argue, that it only hits face up, right? But for the most part, I would say, yeah, it pretty much outclasses Effect Failure, right? But at the same time, it hits all links, all the pendulum summonings, like those will absolutely get destroyed. Exceeds, I don't think there's an exceed that special summons itself face down, but for the most part, it does exactly the same job as Effect Failure. And I'm curious to know down below in the comment section below, do you guys think people are even going to be playing Effect Failure anymore over this card? I think this card overall just does more things, because your opponent might be thinking, I'm going to be taking some burn damage. Remember, some decks will be running Destrudo. If you do this against Destrudo, like any deck that goes for Destrudo halves their life points, and you hit the right card, they could be at such low life points that you can maybe, just do a small amount of like, 1,500 to maybe like 2-3k damage, and then that's just GG. So I think this card is really good. Anyways, like I said, we got another card to go ahead and check out, which I love the artwork of this new card. It's got a tongue twister, so it's Malith, the Maiden of Malice over here, and it is going to be a level 3 Dark Fiend effect monster with 1,000 attack and 1,000 defense points, and it says you can use the first effect with this card's name only once per turn. The first effect has a quick effect. You contribute 2 monsters and target one of your normal traps that is banished or in your graveyard. Set it to your field, and if you do, return it to the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. So I'll definitely get you guys gameplay of both of these very soon. So if you are new here, hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and you'll see it very soon. But I also wanted to mention that this card will basically open up plays for a lot of different decks that would have something that would be at 1. Of course, that trap card that lets you activate the field spell instantly that was recently, changed on the list. This could make it so those cheesy decks that only have the 1 copy of something, they can basically not only put it back into their deck and recycle it, but in addition to that, they have the ability to kind of just go for it immediately, because it sets it to the field and then gives it back to them after it goes away. So this could be really nasty for some cheesy decks. But speaking of cheese over here, I was even thinking with this card, the Evening Crescent, because this is the card I kind of want to focus it on this video. Don't worry, I'm not trying to make this a 10-minute video. But I really feel like this card could open up the doors maybe for some crazy ideas. If there is, and someone comment down below if there is a way to utilize this, to FTK your opponent by making them, like, forcing them out to special summon a monster with a certain amount of attack, and then you just go ahead and hit them up with this, and then just, like, maybe during the end phase it goes away, or something to make it go away, right? Because it does have to go away that turn. is it possible to pull off an FTK with this? Someone definitely let me know, because again, I just love seeing that cheese. But let me know, guys, how much do you think this card is going to be coming out in the TCG? I already pretty much will guarantee this card will be a secret rare. And again, remember, Dogwood was hitting $100 day one, but you know, sometimes with, you know, hype cards, no one really plays that card anymore, right? But this card, I think, is good, and I think people will be playing it. Is it the best hand trap in the game? I'll argue that Ash Blossom is still probably the best one because it hits a lot of other rogue decks that need the draw power. But pretty much every deck does special summon, so those are my thoughts on the card. Let me know yours down below. And what do you guys think about Effect Veiler also? Do you think people are even going to bother running it because of this card? I think it just outclasses it. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. And if you guys want to send me any replays of the new cards, feel free to go and do so. Send it to AzneyesReplays@gmail.com. Oh my gosh, those personalities. Can't wait to get my hands on that card. But anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. And if you're new here, subscribe, turn on the bell, and you'll see some of the new other cards coming out in Eternity Code very soon. Have a good one. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.